All right, guys, so the first thing we want to start learning about for each individual golfer is we want to start looking at how do we grip the golf club. So your hands in the golf swing are going to be one of the most important things that you start to learn. They're only thing touching the golf club, and they're really a direct extension of what's going on with the club face. So if I'm making a swing, if I'm trying to keep the club face square, I'm doing something with my hands to make that happen. If I'm trying to close it, I'm doing it with my hands. If I'm trying to hold it open, again, I'm doing it with my hands to make that happen. A lot of times when we look at the swing on 2D video, we'll say, oh, the hands aren't really doing that much. That's because with really good players, usually who we're comparing against, we're going to see swings that work very efficiently, so it doesn't look like a whole lot of wasted energy. But even when you have swings where people are coming down and into the ball, let's say they're coming in and they're really not trying to rotate the face and keep it open, there's still force on that club from your hands to make that happen. So understanding where your hands are at and what they do in the swing is the most important thing you can do, and that all starts from the grip. So again, we want to get the grip that's right for you. If you look at PGA Tour players, LPGA, web.com, they all have really, really different grips. You'll see weak grips where the club is set straight, but the hands are on a little bit more. I'm a right-handed golfer, so my left hand is going to be a little bit more turned under the grip, okay? We call that weaker. Now, something that comes to mind would be like an Ernie Els. His grip is a little on the weaker side. Now, the opposite side of that would be, if we turn it over, it's going to be a little too strong, all right, or on the stronger side. And then right in the middle, typically what would be said is neutral, somewhere right in the middle there where the club's square and we've got maybe both thumbs running right down the shaft. That would typically be what was said in the old days. However, again, not everybody's different, so there's no standardized way to move the golf club or swing the golf club. We want to make that clear. So that goes right to the grip. A lot of times people will try to standardize a lot of these basic setup ideas, and you just can't do it. So what I want to start to do is we're going to do a little exercise here. We're just going to stand straight up and down. You're going to let your arms hang. Now what you'll notice, I'm going to look at my left hand. So you want to do this on your lead hand. So if you're a left-handed golfer, you'll use your right hand, okay? But I'm just going to let it hang and let it hang as natural as it can. And you're going to see that the back of my left hand is pointed almost straight at the camera. Pretty much right there. So what that tells me is my hands like to turn in a little bit, especially this left one, all right? So for me, neutral isn't that typical, left hand, back of the left hand at the target, thumb on top. That's not gonna work for me because what happens is in our swing, especially under pressure, we're gonna wanna go to what's more natural. You'll learn as we go through this process, the body and the mind likes to go to what's natural and what's easy. That's the key word, what is easy. So sometimes we have to work through that, or we just have to know that and make the proper adjustments. So for me, knowing that my hand likes to hang this direction, my neutral grip is a little bit more on the stronger, what we would old time would say stronger side. So I would keep this grip with the back of my hand more towards the camera. I'd be able to see a lot more knuckles before I make my swing, and then I'm going to match my right hand on there. And that's a more neutral grip for me, and that's what's going to come back to square, where if I just make some waggles, all of a sudden that club's going to start to work and get back to square. What happens is if, let's say I was to take what was the old neutral grip, where you might have heard, can you see 2 knuckles or 1.5, based on whoever you were talking to. What happens for somebody like me is, if I do that and then I make a waggle, all of a sudden, it's very easy for that club face to come in open, okay? Because my hand wants to come back more this direction. So if I turn my hand too much this way, it's gonna revert back in my swing, and now I've got an issue, and I'm gonna be fighting what I naturally do in my swing. So that's the first thing you wanna be thinking about in your golf swing. All right, my grip, is it for you, all right? The way you do it, hand at your side, see where it starts to hang, and you go from there.